Hi, this is Carrie. Thank you for coming to my channel, Finding Value. This year we are doing 52 videos about decluttering my home. That is as many spaces as I could even think of that I have in my home. So after this year, my house will be completely decluttered and I will be so excited to enjoy my new home. It will kind of feel new at that point. For this episode, we are inside the cupboards, decluttering everything that's inside those cupboards. I'm going to take everything out just because I know I want to do some reorganizing, and then I'm going to decide what I want to keep and what I no longer need. I'll probably find a little bit of expired food. So we're looking for things that are easy choices, easy things to throw away or donate or recycle. Our first step in our kitchen cupboard declutter is finding our expired food and trash. So these are the expired items that I found. I know in an earlier kitchen video, I was saying that I felt very guilty about the expired food that I have, and I really don't want to waste food. I'm going to try not to. But I also had the realization that I've lived in this house for over 15 years, and this is the first time I've actually decluttered the cupboard. So maybe it's not really the end of the world that I had a few cans and a few other items that I recycled as much as I could and threw away the rest. The second step in our kitchen cupboard declutter is to actually declutter, meaning take items out that you're no longer using, or maybe you have duplicates of, and decide if they need to go in the trash or if you could donate them or sell them in some way. So these are the items that I found. I actually had another pile that was about this large, but I broke a little glass bowl and it had glass shards all over it, so I decided I better throw those away. But I decluttered maybe 8 to 10 items. I think that it helps me to have a goal in mind when I am doing a declutter. So my goal today is twofold. I would like to have a little bit easier access to some of those things that I use frequently, and I would also like to have more like items by like items in my cupboard. So those are my two goals. If you can think of goals for your space, that sometimes just helps your thought process as you are organizing and figuring out what you want to get rid of. The third step in the cupboard declutter is to group like items together. So here are all my cake decorating and making items. All of my sprinkles are together in one place. This is how we store our knives. Because we have small children and only 4 drawers, we did not want them low and accessible to the children. Here are all my spices and little bottles of cooking supplies. And lastly, I have a small bin filled with baking items such as chocolate chips and marshmallows. Time for my favorite part, the before and after pictures. On the top cupboard here, you can see there is just a lot of clutter and disorganization. But after some removal of expired items and organization, we have a very functional cupboard. Now look on the shelf to the right of the microwave. This had water bottles mixed with oil, mixed with sugar, just a lot of different things in one cupboard. Now we have the bottom shelf being only water bottles with plenty of extra room, and the top 2 shelves with very organized baking items. This is a before shot of another cupboard that we have. We were able to get rid of some items that took up space that we were no longer using. I now keep the lids on my Tupperware and stack them if they are the same type and size of Tupperware, and this makes it so much more easy to find the exact right container that I need. It also just makes the cupboard look a lot more neat and organized, which I love. This cupboard didn't need too much organizing. We use all of these items, except for those little glass bowls that are in the front. I always worry about knocking them over. They were actually the ones that I did knock over and broke that I mentioned earlier in the video, so I found a new home for those in a different cupboard. This is the last cupboard that I have to show you. I really wanted to move the bread and toaster into this cupboard and some pots and pans into the other cupboard, but things just really didn't fit. We have not very deep cupboards. So I will keep it as is for now until I can figure out something better. But just a little bit of reorganizing made a big difference. Here are the cupboards after they have been organized. I can tell you that it really has made a difference. I've been using this kitchen now for 3-4 days, and I can tell a big difference. I just love that I can reach for things and not have to take something out of the way to get to the thing behind that item. And even with these doors shut, I can just sense that it is a lot more organized, easy to use, and ready for me to cook.